No vertical. Interesting. That's actually one that I really... This, of course, I think cinematic, like the movie bars, I personally feel are like the most important ones. And the game is definitely super dark. But these are the most important, and I would definitely say the portrait style is probably the second most important. I mean, there's a ton where, I mean, every game has like their own things for, you know, like the scratches and stuff, which I do think, because I remember doing the picture before where I had it like scratched, because you can make it kind of makes it look like old files and stuff, like old pictures, especially if you do, you know, the scratches with the black and white. That can make it look, well, actually, that's not the worst. Oh, this is the one you can't move. Okay. Let's see here. Oh, yeah. See, like that definitely, especially with the scratches, that makes it look like an old picture. The gray scratches, for sure. That's not bad. I think that with the scratches works. I like that one. Yeah, the old distressed paper look, that's exactly it. Which is why this also, because it has these, that's another reason it kind of sucks that it doesn't have, well, I guess even with this, that would have to end up being, that would have to be more of a filter, because if I could get this, and you could get like the Polaroid sort of still that a lot of games have, or even if you could just do vertical, I feel like you could do that. And obviously you could take, you know, any picture and just obviously edit it on your computer if you want to, and just get a PNG of a Polaroid, or, you know, get vertical bars yourself. But that would definitely be cool if this could be like a filter, or like a secondary filter, and then you could have either full vertical or especially the Polaroid look. I think, because I remember talking about that as well. That's definitely something in this game with having the spacesuits and stuff. It's probably the only game where I'm going to be like, okay, I can do film grain like that, like, and it works. Which actually, I probably should have done that for the picture. Yeah, like that. I don't know what it is. I think because I'm so used to that, and I think it's for movies. I wonder if that's even real life. But in movies, they always have that where everything has like, you know, it's all white marks and stuff. There's the, you know, like you said, old distress paper. It's like everything's like the classic filing paper, and there's a bunch of scratch marks and stuff like that. So, you know, the music's died down. Let's go with some Resident Evil. Let's see. That could be used in a very interesting way with the film grain and like blurry backgrounds. Like, have that would be really good to have this. I'll have to see if I can pull that off with everything. You know, anything else that I want to get a shot of would have to be like up close and personal. But that would definitely be a cool shot to have something like blurry in the background that's like moving towards the camera, like, you know, two things in motion. It's like impossible to say if anything's zoomed in for real because of the way they have this. Well, because then everything's just zoomed out. I wish it was just like an actual camera where I can literally just zoom all the way in and then like focus it and then just zoom all the way out. Because field of view is the way they do it. It changes the actual depth, and that sucks. Because it always, especially in moments like this where it's like I have film grain filters and the scratches and the black and white. I'm like, I really want to make sure I actually have it, you know, like perfectly in frame. Or not in frame, perfectly in focus. So it's interesting to whenever they have that, it always kind of bugs me because I'm like, I wish I'm like field of view. I wish was just zooming in, but it's not. It's not the same thing. But that does look good. I think that's good. Yeah, like see, that looks like a classic old picture. Or it's something like kind of out of focus. Let's see. I think her eye is technically in focus even with this. But I guess it feels like it looks really off. So I'll just do both. But see, this is the type of stuff that definitely works for this game. Like, you add the film grain, you add the scratches, and the black and white. Like, the suit is 100%, it's like the perfect blend of that sort of future tech style and then just a classic spacesuit as well. You know what? Dang, I wish I did that when I was like, that does make it look old school, but it doesn't. I think the high contrast, once again, you know, it almost has that movie feel to it when it's like the high contrast, because that's what they always do in the movies. So it's just like the cinematic bars. Like when you put the cinematic bars, it's like, oh, that looks extra nice, but it's like that's really just because that's what movies do, and it's, you know, when they go widescreen. So it's kind of funny. Like it just automatically makes it look that way. But the less contrast for sure is like a more realistic look of like an old school picture. At least more. I shouldn't say more realistic. I should probably say more common. I'm sure like the you know, it's cameras. You know, there's been dark contrast since people figured out cameras, but it's definitely like that's more the movie look, and this is the more like common look. Like even black and white footage, if something was in motion, it would look more like this sort of black and white versus like that deep contrast black and white. So more common, but more movie dramatic. I think these might be the type of shots we go for tonight. Let's see. Dang, I can't go any lower. I'm like right on the ground. Field of view, you know, isn't necessarily what I want, unfortunately. I'm not sure what part of the gun. I'm stuck because I'm like, I don't know what part of the gun I want blurry and which parts I want in focus. Like that's not enough. But that might be. It's a lot easier to see it when it's less contrasty. Okay, it's not too bad. Like, I don't know what it is. Something's missing from this one, and I can't figure out what it is for this. Don't know if it's like... hold up. There it is. That's what I wanted. That's it perfectly. I needed something blurry in the foreground to like bring focus to the fact that the gun was specifically in focus. I like that one. I actually like it brighter. I think each position will be slightly different when it comes to these, where determining whether or not it, to me, you know, obviously, whether or not I feel like it looks like that style I'm going for. Because sometimes the lighter picture works for it just because of the position. Obviously, I need to be able to see that thing as well. But I do kind of like that. I'll get that too. I'm sure I'm gonna be looking at a bunch of these. I might end up deleting like half the things. Like I'll be doing all this stuff, especially when I'm high, and I'll be going through like, okay, I like this. That's really nice. And then I'll go and look back at stuff, and I'll be like, why did I like that? And, like that's how I know I got ones that I really enjoy when I don't delete them. Because every time I do, you know, a bunch of shots together, there's always those couple where you're just like, yeah, that wasn't. You know, I was like, I was real hyped on that one, and now it's like, ew. I don't think I even tested this last. I don't think I realized that this was even a thing last time. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, that's cool. I like that. Okay. Oh, that's cool. I might use that for some video stuff. Definitely that, yeah. Oh, these are really cool. See, this is what I'm talking about. Like this being like it's actually funny now because they have exactly what I was talking about with the scratches, where the scratches could be like an effect. They could have been in a different category. Ooh. Hmm. Yeah, I'm definitely using this for some video stuff. Like these are gonna be, especially the VHS one, the VHS and the glitch one, probably the VHS one more so. Um, yeah, I'm gonna make some wallpapers out of this stuff. So look forward to that. I think that'll be some streams coming up too. It'll specifically be making wallpapers, and I'll definitely be doing some of like my old. Actually, I should have kept going this way. Oh, I did. This one's very cool too. I like this. I actually like that one a lot. I like how it looks. It's crazy on my eyes. Okay, it's just like the position she's in. It was hard. But, yeah. Ooh, that's crazy. Yeah, I can't mess with that too much. Mess with my eyes. Even the pixel edit, I think, is actually kind of cool. Yeah, these are nice. I'm gonna have to remember that because that's actually really cool. Yes. There we go. Reset everything. I do like the warm filter, so we'll definitely get that. How far back can we go? Okay. Alright, so we can go back a good distance, so that's good. I definitely like that. Let's see, this is definitely the shot where you get nice and close. It's okay. That was definitely the wrong. That was not the one I meant to do. Dang. Alright, let's try black and white one more time. Sometimes the black lines do work. I can go with this. Nice. Oh, that just changed a whole lot of stuff. Ooh, I actually like that. Well, yeah, that's not that's not the way to go with that. I like her being like slightly out of focus. I also, that's a tough one. Because I don't think I even want the vines in focus now. Yep, yeah, I think I'll just zoom in. Okay, so that's pure focus. Weird. I swear her helmet still looks like it's really in focus to me. That's odd. Man, I hope Resident Evil 4 has a photo mode. I've wanted Resident Evil to have a photo mode so bad since like 2 was coming up, the remake of 2. I wanted 2 to have it. I wanted 3 to have it. 8 has it, and I kind of hate it, which really sucks. I need to see, even though I highly doubt it, what you can do with the photo mode in third person mode, which I think I played around with a little bit during the Rose DLC. Okay, now we're getting somewhere. Okay, that I like. That I like more. I like the white. I like the white. I can only hope that they improve on the one from 8. They have to, in a sense, because technically they won't even have... It won't be like first person versus third person where you're just kind of stuck in that that camera angle. Although they could have technically changed it for the DLC, but I kind of understand why they might not have done that. And so if 4 comes out, it could be a totally different thing, because it could be, I mean, technically it could be like, separate teams and stuff. So it could be different ideas coming into the fold, and they could be like, all right, we want it to actually rotate, because you can rotate the camera in the DLC. It's no longer first person, but the photo mode was still tied as if it was a first person photo mode where you're not allowed to look around, which even then I said was a stupid thing to have, because they could have easily have made that where I think I like it with white more, because if it's black, it kind of just blends in a little too much. I like the extra, like, tiny bit of contrast there. Actually, move this. Let's do this. But, excuse me. Like I said, I hope they update it, but you never really know. I would assume they would have to, solely based on the fact that the game is so drastically different that it would kind of require it to be... I still like that one. It would kind of require it to be completely separated compared to what it is now, because there's nothing... Well, I mean, who knows? They might throw in a first-person mode. I hadn't even thought of that, honestly, but they might throw in, like, some random first-person little sequences and stuff like that. Like, games do it all the time. Like, Ghost of Tsushima has it for some very odd reason. When you crawl underneath, like, the buildings and stuff, you go into, like, a first-person mode. And I always thought that was the weirdest thing ever for that game. And it's, like, the only thing. They never utilized that mechanic in any of the story elements during the game. It's literally only when you go underneath something that they do that, and it's like, okay, that's interesting. It's basically the same shot I got before, but I actually like it like this. And I might do this in a different color. Oh, I'm like, why do these colors look so weird? I forgot I had all these weird effects on. You really can't tell that. And there we go. Oh, that looks great. That looks nice, even with the scratches. Huh. I like the white scratches better. I think this has officially become like my new thing for this game. I remember even saying it before, like I love the style of this, and it's probably going to be like the only game where I'm like, I really like the film grain. I normally hate that because I like my pictures to just be like clear and sharp, but it fits so well with the aesthetic of this game because her suit doesn't feel super futuristic. It feels old school, and it's like this works with that aesthetic. Even with all the future tech, like just the way it looks, it looks like that could easily be made today. Which I assume is clearly the point. It's very much Aliens, like where it's like it's very futuristic, but 100% it feels like something that could be made today. Let's do that. See what we can get. Like that. I do love this. This is amazing in black and white because it's just it's just different shades of black. Let's see. Yeah, I'm like that wouldn't make much sense that it would do anything. But this is almost just like it's another sort of spotlight mechanic a little bit in this. It's almost like moving the sun around actually. The contrast works best for this. Oh, you know what? That is not what I meant to do. Okay, let me see where these two are. You know what? I think we can do without that. I don't mind like the little bit of aura, like right on the edge of it. I think that's fine. Switch some of this around a bit. Curious how that would look. Vignette actually works a little bit with the black and white. I think that's the perfect amount of film grain. I feel like all the other ones are just too much. Like, that's definitely too much, but for sure. Like, this I could see working in some cases, but I think that's the best. Like, even if I turn that all the way up, that just looks crazy. Sometimes you don't need the film grain. Hold up. keep forgetting I got these colors. I'm trying to do my focus like right on her nose. Every game, okay. So like every game has like a thing that I really love. Star Wars has my favorite depth of field distance because it's literally just a laser wall. I'm sure I mentioned that the last time I streamed. And I mentioned that like every single time I do a photography thing where I'm like, oh, I kind of think I got it perfectly lined up. Star Wars has the perfect depth of field reference because it's literally just a wall of lasers and you can see exactly where that stuff is. And that's like my favorite thing out of any photo mode. Like if I could pick one thing, as much as I love the 3 different spotlights and all the options for Spider-Man, I think I might pick the depth of field. I'd probably pick the spotlights, honestly. It's not that often that it's a problem, but it might be enough of a problem where you can't just, like, you want to know, like, 100%, like, it just looks slightly off. But man, that wall, perfect. Ooh, warm looks really nice. Warm is like almost the natural, I guess is the best way to put it, of this game. Because a lot of games have that where it'll be like Control is like probably my biggest example because Control has like an entire color, like the base color of Control is almost like that green tint a little bit, and then you can get like the natural color and it's what it would typically look like. And I love using that because it's almost like seeing all of the character models and everything exactly as they were actually made because the whole game is run under a filter as is. So I love doing that for Control. Actually, what art thou? There we go. I like that. Yeah, I think this is going to be like my style for this game. Like I normally don't have that for games, but like this specifically, I think my main style is going to end up falling on a lot of black and white photos that are done up just like this. Actually, I kind of like this. That's better. Oh, you know what? That's what I needed. Yeah, I think I'm gonna end up having like a bunch of pictures of like the items and stuff, where like obviously she's right there, but the focus goes past her, stuff like that. Control's photo mode. I like control. So Control's photo mode I enjoy because I like Control. I don't like the actual photo mode in the game. It's very limiting compared to like literally every other game. It's the most limiting photo mode I think there is outside of Resident Evil, where you literally can't move the camera. Like it's Resident Evil, and right under that is definitely Control, which is unfortunate because there's so much. Like you can get amazing pictures. Don't get me wrong. It's just that there's like a million things, like having spotlights and stuff. Like there a million options, and it's really basic. Like honestly, I think it's about as simple as it gets. I think it's literally just. Do they have? I don't even think they have depth of field. They probably. I'm sure they do. So I'm sure roll, depth of field, and obviously or field of view. Sorry, roll, field of view, and then depth of field. I'm pretty sure they have those, and then they're definitely filters. But and I think you can remove. I'm pretty sure you can remove Jesse and the enemies separately, if I'm not mistaken. It's been a little minute since I've done Control. And I think they might have these, I would assume. So I think honestly it might be like lens and image, at least as far as what this game shows you. See, that's the point of this. You gotta check out all different types of photo modes and stuff.